Welcome back to this week's Modern Day Wise Woman episode. This week's episode is all about what to do when you don't wake up happy. I really was inspired to do this video today because I actually woke up unhappy today. It doesn't happen often, but it does happen. And I think it's hugely important that when it does happen, us spiritual teachers, we actually talk about it. We actually share openly with the not so happy, frilly, uppity emotions that we experience. Because at the end of the day, we're human and we're here applying the tools just like every other human being on the earth is. There is no shame in sharing the painful experiences that you have from day to day. What I'm actually going to do, though, is not just share my experience of what happened to me, but I'm actually going to share with you what I did to support myself, to love myself, to nurture myself, and empower myself despite all of the stress and whatever that was going on this morning. So let me just share the story. I went to bed feeling pretty good. I, this week, realized that I need to make some really, really huge changes in my life. And some of them are easy to make, but there are a lot that are really tough. I mean, think about it. When you have things in your life that you love and suddenly you realize that you have to let some of these things go, it isn't easy, especially when you've invested a lot of love, a lot of time, and a lot of energy into making something the way that it is. So I was just dealing with all of these feelings of now having to let these things go. And fortunately, I took a lot of time for myself. I made sure that I ate well and rested well. Anyway, this morning I woke up and typically I kind of bound out of bed. I'm one of those people that bounds out of bed. It's so funny because I have a friend that tells me that she's so annoyed at that because when she wakes up in the morning, she's always pretty grumpy. So I am not one of those people, but it does happen on occasion. And this was one of those mornings. What I was actually feeling was a little bit sad and frustrated. And I was feeling like even though I have all these amazing tools and all this incredible knowledge, and yeah, I have a pretty amazing life, it's like there are still things that I just can't control. No matter how much, willing, intention creating and setting and manifesting I do. And before I knew it, I was actually going not into just the experience of frustration, but the experience of feeling like a little girl again, feeling like a victim, and remembering moments in my childhood when I also felt like a victim or felt powerless or felt like I didn't have a lot of control over what was happening to me in my life. So I want you to sort of take a look at your life right now and just think of those days when you've gotten up with feeling not very powerful, and then look at the days that you have woken up feeling very powerful. You'll notice that in one area, when you feel happy and powerful, you feel like a leader, you feel like a boss, right? You feel strong and amazing. And in those times when you don't feel so great, how you actually feel is kind of like a victim or like a little girl. You kind of feel, or if this is a man watching, like a little boy. You don't feel as in control of your life, in charge of your life, or as strong. There's nothing at all wrong with that. You just want to notice the difference. One, you're a leader. The other, you're a victim. And that essentially is what is causing you to either feel good or not feel good. If you woke up this morning and you felt kind of disempowered, I'm committed that by the end of this video, you're back in your center and you're feeling like you are the creator of your reality and like you are in charge of your life, if that's what you're committed to. Let's face it, there are times when we feel crappy or we're feeling powerless, and what we actually want to do is sit in the experience and feel like a child again and race through old memories and feel powerless. What actually is healing in the moment is to nurture that inner child and just to be with the pain. However, if you are at a place where you're like, you know what, I've sat with this pain long enough, I've felt with the pain, I felt the pain, I've been in pain, and now I'm actually ready to shift out of this because I got stuff to do, or I have stuff that I want to create. This is what we're going to do now. All right, so here's what I did. I literally just sat in bed and I thought about all the things that were bothering me. Like I just did a mental list. What are the things that are bothering me? So that's what I want you to do. I want you to make a mental list of all of the things that are bothering you. Whether it's stressing you out, pissing you off, making you feel cranky, whatever it's doing to you, make a list of it. The next thing that I did then was not only did I list them, but I got very connected to how each thing was making me feel emotionally. So I actually tuned into the body sensations. I tuned into the thoughts that I was having about each particular thing. Okay, so what I want you to do now is, now that you've gone through your list, take a look at each one, if you have more than one, and actually ask yourself, how does this feel right now? And you don't want to be in your head about it. You really want to get into your feeling body, which is your emotional body. It's very much how like a 4-year-old or a 5-year-old would talk. They would say, I feel cold, I feel hungry, I feel shaky, I feel, sad. Those are the kinds of things that a 4-year-old would say. Wouldn't rationalize and make a mental ordeal about it. That's what you want to avoid here. Once you're very clear on the list of things that are upsetting you and how you feel about them, now just sit with it. Like maybe what you need to do is just lie in bed and cry, or you need to just be angry, or you need to kind of like tell someone off in your mind. Do whatever you need to do. Have those imaginary conversations. It's actually incredibly liberating. It actually allows you to express yourself, which unblocks your throat chakra, which is one of your higher centers. And it just allows for energy to just flow through the top of your head for you to actually become connected to source again and just feel good again. So just let it out. Remember, what you resist persists. You're blocking yourself and you're trying to block these emotions or suppress them. The only thing that you're going to do is send them down again or send them back up again, and you're just going to be blocked and miserable, and you're going to feel heavy, stuffed, and tired all day. So just let it flow.